So I got the gasket remover tool. It's working pretty well. As you can see, I'll show you guys how it works. This is the Mr. Black Special. You get all these discs, and there's a bunch of different grits basically to the discs and different levels of abrasiveness that'll get like this hardened gasket off here that this won't. So you just use a whole different bunch of them, a whole bunch of different ones, whatever. But yeah. So we switched to the more abrasive pad, and you guys can watch how easily it takes it off. This is what I'm using, Blue RTV. Once you get it on the surface of the water pump, I just always rip the thing and just use it kind of like a putty knife and just smear it around, get it kind of level. You don't want to apply this when it's wet. You want to wait a second. Thank you, Cordell. You put me onto that. But yeah, so you give it a second. Try not to get it everywhere. But yeah, give it a second. Get a little hard first. Not all the way hard, but, you know, decent though. And then go ahead and tack her on there. You're gonna do the same thing on the engine block, where the whatever meets the whatever. Right here, on where the water pump goes. Do that right there too, and do it on the thermostat as well. And then install all those parts, please. Thank you. My bad, I just remembered as I put this plate on. So you also, after you put this plate on, there's just 2 screws right here that go in. Don't tighten them all the way down until the RTV's had a chance to little setup. Maybe 10 minutes. Then you're gonna put your silicone here, around the inlet, here around the outlet, and same places on the block. Put your fucking gasket on, throw it together. Pretty much got it back together. Everything's all tied in real nice. I do need to go to advanced still, get new radiator hoses, new heater hoses and everything for the thermostat. And I need to let all this sit for 24 hours anyway, now that it's all torqued down. Everything's back in place before I fill it with any fluid. So I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. Go get some updated hose clamps. These function just fine. They're just I lost this bolt for the other one, so whatever. I'm gonna go buy some new ones and some new hoses, because these aren't that bad, but there's a lot of buildup in them, a lot of gunk. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I could clean it out, but they're just still so swollen in certain areas that's obvious they're old. They're kind of stiff in certain areas where, you know, where the heat gets to them. So like that, like I said, this one actually ripped. I can't really see where it's ripped at now, but it ripped. But yeah, so I'll let all this dry. I'll be back tomorrow on it to put the rest of it back together, fill it up with fluid, and let this thing run and see if there's any other issues that I need to address before I get it ready for paint. So hit me up. So this is the setup that I have for bleeding your cooling system. Everything's back together, running. You see right there the water, how dirty it is that's coming out. It's cleaning everything. So you just run it until it's clean and then you're done. So you gotta run it. This will be the first time I've had this thing running long enough to warm up since I bought it, so we're gonna see what happens. Alright. So you could just get a water bottle. Obviously this is not what you want to see. This is about 5 minutes in. So I'm trying to show you guys what I see, but it's kinda hard. But yeah, so we're gonna keep it going. As you can see, we're getting a little closer, so I'm gonna let it go probably another couple minutes and then I'll let it all drain out and fill it up with coolant. We're pretty much there. Looks like it came out of the factory, you know what I mean? So gonna turn the water off and fill it up with coolant after we let it drain out. So I already replaced the thermostat one time, but what had happened was I forgot to torque the top bolt on the housing down after the gaskets, the sealer that I put on it dried, the blue RTV. So I tore it all back apart, decided to get an entirely new housing, get a new thermostat, which is this one, and a new gasket. So I'm going to do this again. I'm not going to put any RTV on it because it's not technically required, and I'm trying to run this shit right now. So here we go. So I'm looking for vacuum leaks, I'm looking for the IACV being bad, I'm looking for the throttle screw being too high, a whole plethora of stuff. I haven't found anything that affects the idle and bringing it back down other than this. So this hose runs from the throttle body, free throttle plate, and it goes directly down into the intake manifold. And when I do this and kink that bitch, she calm right down. Yo, that's my IACV, huh? I've been fucking up. I've been playing with that stupid thing back there. Whatever that is, I was spraying brake clean on that thing with the red hole in it. That's my IACV. I think that's why this fucking hose is here. That's probably what's bad. We got her down. Idling perfect now, a little tiny itty bitty misfire. Obviously the plugs are no good. So we're gonna fix that. Get this thing running. It was just the IACV. So we're straight, buddy. Busting out the big guns for this one, Jimmy. So what you're gonna do is point it down here, right at that hole, and the numbers will reflect off the hole. You'll be able to see how much you need to adjust your timing. I can't really see the numbers, you're gonna have to get a good look at it. But, you know, that'll give you a relative position on how to adjust your timing. So this is actually going to end it for this video series. I ended up getting into contact with a guy just by coincidence who was looking for an 86 4-eyed Foxbody. He used to have one in high school apparently. He's just trying to, you know, build another one. And he ended up showing up. I put it all back together. I had everything back together. Before he got there, let him test drive it and everything. I ended up driving it for about 400 miles after I got it to this point, and it drove great. I mean, I loved it. It was a fun car to drive. We haggled over the price for about an hour. He ended up picking it up off me for 4,500. I think once it was all said and done, I only had 1,800 into it, so I couldn't be too mad. It was a good profit. I really wish I would have got to finish it, especially for you guys, since I was making a video about it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I got more videos coming, so just stay tuned. Thanks for watching.